Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. In this video, we are going to learn how to use the XLOOKUP function in Excel. The lookup function helps us to find specific data from a data set with the help of a lookup value in a specific array. There are three lookup functions in Excel: VLOOKUP, HLOOKUP, and XLOOKUP. In the last two videos, we have learned how to use the VLOOKUP function and the HLOOKUP function. If you have missed those videos, please go back to the channel and watch them. I'm going to put the link in the description, and you can also find them in the I button at the top right corner of this video. Let us start this video by understanding how the XLOOKUP function works. Suppose we have a data set where we have the name of students along with their age and gender. In this table, we are going to find the age of a specific member whose name is Varun, and we are going to use the XLOOKUP function to find it. Every lookup function uses three parameters to find the data. The first one is the lookup value. So in this example, the lookup value will be the name of the member of this array. The next parameter would be the lookup array in our main dataset. So we can clearly see that the array that we are going to find this name is in the first column of the dataset. The next parameter that we are going to find is the return array, from where the value of the result will be returned in our function. In this example, the return array resides in the second column, which is the age of the name. Now let us understand how the lookup function works. First, it finds the lookup value in the lookup array and determines its position. Then it uses the same position to find the corresponding value in the return array. Now let us jump into an example and see how it works with a mark sheet of a student's database. In this example, we have a database that contains the name of all the students along with the number that they have acquired in three subjects. The first subject will be English language, the next language will be mathematics, and the last one is history. From this dataset, we are going to find the marks obtained by 4 students in the subject of mathematics. In the same way, we have another set of 4 students, and we are going to find their marks that they have obtained for the subject of history. Now let us start by writing the name of the function first. After selecting the function, we can clearly see that the first parameter it needs is the lookup value that it is going to search from the main dataset where all the marks are listed. In our first example, the first lookup value that we are going to search is in the cell G4. The next parameter it needs is the lookup array in the main dataset from where it is going to search this lookup value. In our main dataset, this lookup array resides between the range of A4 to A14. After that, we'll have to write the array from where it is going to grab the marks for the subject of mathematics. So in this example, the return array would be from cell C4 to C14. These three are the main parameters that we'll have to provide the function to work. Apart from these parameters, there are 3 other parameters that the function also requires. These are called optional parameters. The first optional parameter that we are going to find is the value that the function needs if the result is not found in the main dataset. In our example, we are going to keep it blank, but we are going to explore this parameter as well in our next example. So for now, we are going to keep a blank or a null value in it by applying double quotes in it. The next optional parameter is the match mode of the function. In our example, we are going to find exact matches of our lookup value. So we are going to write 0 in here, which determines the exact match. Once we are done with writing the parameters, we are going to press enter and find the result of our lookup function. We can clearly see that the function returns exactly the value that is present in the main dataset. Now, before dragging the function down for the rest of the results, we are going to lock the lookup array and the return array range so that it doesn't change its value when we drag the formula down to the very bottom. We can do that by pressing the F4 function after selecting each range individually. Once we have locked all the ranges, we can now drag the formula down and see what the results are for the rest of the names in the list. Since this is an example, we can manually check from our main dataset that all the marks that we have gathered for the names are correctly matching from the main dataset. This gives us a clear idea that the XLOOKUP function works perfectly fine. In order to explore the function a little bit better, we are going to check the same function with another set of data. In here, we are going to find the marks obtained by 4 students for the subject of history. The function would be the same as we have used in our last example. The first parameter would be the lookup value, which is now going to be the cell G11, followed by the lookup array, which is going to be the same as our last example from A4 to A14. The only difference that we are going to find in here is the return array, which now is going to be from D4 to D14, which contains the list of marks obtained for the subject of history. In this example, we are going to use the optional parameter of if not found, and we are going to write not available or NA in here. This parameter will work if the function doesn't find any lookup value in the main dataset. The next parameter would be match mode. In here as well, we are going to find exact matches, so we are going to write 0 over here. We have to repeat the same process of locking the ranges as we have used in our last example. We are going to lock the range of lookup array and the range of return array in our XLOOKUP function. Now we can feel free to drag this function down for all the rest of the 3 students and find how much they have acquired in the subject of history by using the XLOOKUP function. Since this is a small dataset, we can manually check that each and every marks that we have gathered from the function matches exactly with our main dataset, which means that our function works perfectly fine. We can now do a little test and check if we change the lookup value, then the corresponding marks is changing with it or not. We can do that by removing one name from our list and replacing it with another name from our main dataset. Once the name of the list changes, we can see that the function works perfectly again and it returns the exact marks that the student has gathered for the subject of maths that is listed in the main dataset. Now let us check another feature that we have talked about a little bit earlier, which is the if not found. Let us change the name of one student and replace it with a name that is not listed within our main dataset and check if we are getting an error message or the not available or NA returned in our function. Since the name Raj is not listed in our main dataset where all the student names and their corresponding marks are listed, So we are getting a return of NA or not available in our function. With the help of this video, we can now understand how the XLOOKUP function works in Excel and how we can use it to find specific data from a large dataset. I hope this video helped you in understanding the use and the flexibility of the various parameters in XLOOKUP. Feel free to use this function in your examples and let me know if you find it helpful. Thank you for watching this video. See you in the next one.